Good morning. Welcome to the Weekend Show here on ABS Television. My name is Sandra Abba.
My name is Theophilus Okoha. Good to have you here again after a long while. Sandra, I'm happy to sit beside you on this segment.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Anyway, stay with us because we have a great show lined up for you in the next 2 hours. So sit back, relax as we kickstart your day because the Weekend Show begins now. All right, welcome back. This is our newspaper review segment where we get to take you through our national dailies to review what we have. But first, we'll have to begin with ABS headlines there on our website.
And before we do that, we want to welcome our guests to the program. Someone whom I regard as being a regular, of course. That is talking about Professor Uboji Kingsley. Yeah, I think I got it right now.
Sure.
So you're welcome. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So let's begin with the papers, or rather the headlines from our website. INEC insists on June 3rd deadline for party primaries. Work advances on the silting of Sakamere drainage or Baro.
Okay, so VP, that is the Vice President of Sibajo, visits Soludo, describes him as asset to Nigeria. Soludo inaugurates building projects, others at Capital City, Secondary School, Amenyi Primary School, Oka.
Anambra Deputy Governor Ibezim visits Ashrama Operational Base, assures of government intervention to improve service delivery. And finally, Anambra Culture, Tourism and Entertainment Commissioner Onyenji Lord's ABS Film Village. Okay. I don't know which one interests you.
Yeah, definitely I'm interested in the trends or the trend the present governor is going. He's already making waves, the silting of Obaru.
Okay.
I think it's a wonderful one, and I just read about my town, Oka here, where he's already working at the secondary school. I think it's very commendable. Kudos to our good governor. Give it up.
A good move indeed.
Honestly,
for a long
honestly.
time. What do you say about the film village? What to in Igbo parlance we say what is in Sokoto is now in Sokoto, where people go about over there acting. Now we are doing it in ABS. What do you say about that?
Onyenji has been part of your team, and now he is ascended to a higher position. And I'm sure, you know, as a press person, somebody who works in communicating information to the people, you know what you communicate to the people. So at the end of the day, if you are given this assignment, I think you'd want to walk the talk. And I guess it's a very good one, having that in our community where our people, instead of going to cattle ranch, instead of going to far places, you have it around your corner where you can easily go and really enjoy yourself.
So what about revenue generation? Do you think that is going to attract tax to the state?
Of course. Once there is a place where people, a kind of tourist center, a kind of a place where people can relax, where people can easily go, and there is a token they can pay. Of course, there is high tension, enormous tension in the society. People are faced with a lot of bills, and so they are looking out for where and places to relax, to have a feel of kind of forgetting the pressure that is on them. So the youth village or the village is a film village.
And I learned that they are going to spice it up with African cuisine, where you come and eat abacha. You know,
just like the governor on his inauguration day, he prepared those locals. It's a very good one.
Okay, so lastly, before we move on to our national dailies, Anambra Deputy Governor Ibezim visits Aswama operational base, assures of government intervention to improve service delivery. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that area, that move is equally very beautiful, because if you go through the streets, you notice a lot of dumps. I think I noticed 2 very big and needs immediate attention. So sometimes when I'm passing those people, I feel like stopping and giving them money, encouraging them, because it's not easy for people to stay inside the dump and be packing it into the vehicle. And of course, our people don't care how they bring out these dumps. You have this cellophane bag that is black, you can seal it, but people will just come there and fling, it gets torn. Some people just pour dustbin like that. And you see somebody, we are all human beings. Our people should understand that these people are not idiots. They are human beings, they have conscience, they have families. So you don't just come and throw bins and trash just like that. They come and be packing it with their hands. So people should help too. I thank the Deputy Governor, of course, having been working in good terms with his governor, and they are moving in that direction so that Anambra State will be clean.
Do you suggest reorientation to the general public so that
very important, very important. Not just what we are saying here. There is need for reorientation. There is need for sensitization. There is need for. I remember one day a young lady that used to pack her beans and go and drop. I think she went there and dropped it on the floor, and she was arrested. We had to go. That sent a signal, because sometimes you'll be telling kids, do it this way, they don't listen. So until something happens and you go and bail the person, you see people getting to know. One thing I know about our society is the more you talk, they don't listen. There must be discipline. There must be a measure to punish people who go out of the way. And with that, we can checkmate the excesses.
Okay, we'll now move straight to national dailies, and we are kicking off with Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard newspaper has the banner headline there: military begins action against terrorist agents in their midst, with the rider there, CDS task operational commanders to halt infiltration. And then up there we have Emefiele mom as rice farmers buy form for him to join presidential race. And then Tinubu, let's see who wins, backs Sanwo-Olu for second term. Down there we have Southwest will produce next president. What else do we have? The other one said, God told me to charge a rapture fee. The very prophet that said he's collecting money for for people who want to go to heaven. So which one are you picking from these?
I don't know. Let me start from the last one. Okay. But truly, the first one really caught my attention. That's the military. Okay. But let me talk about the charging of fees for rapture. I don't know who is doing that.
Is it not laughable?
Very laughable.
It's appalling. It's shameful. And CAN should sit up to this. I don't know how they are going to do it, because in our country, there is no enforcement of law. There is impunity. The worst is not corruption, it's impunity. Impunity with which people do things and law cannot hold them accountable. It is because of that somebody can wake up and start charging a fee. And when these things happen, nobody calls anybody to order, because the other side of the divide, things are going wrong. So I feel CAN should find a way. I don't know how.
So also the other one, people asking, pastors asking individuals to drink something.
Exactly.
So that immediately they drink it, their sins are...
But then that shows how gullible some persons are, you know, when it comes to this church, or should I say religious affair.
The truth is, you can't really blame people when it comes to religious things. We've been brainwashed.
Like seriously, you can't blame them. Don't they know what they want?
The truth is, there's this verse of the scriptures that says, how can they know? It says somebody, Yeah.
And then the person who is guiding
From
is
birth, people live their life according to people who grew from the gutters. There are things they can't understand, no matter how you want to make them understand it. So the onus lies on leadership, on government, on the church leaders to train people. And when of course that person that is come from that background is now a leader in the church, somebody ordained him. I'm sure he didn't just become a pastor.
Okay, let's leave the pastors away. Let's go back to the military you mentioned.
The military, I don't know how to really say that. The military is one place people don't talk anyhow, because sometimes they feel that you're insulting them. But I'm glad they are taking this step, because there are a lot of things that have happened in the past, and you begin to wonder, does it mean that there is no leadership again? I think the work of every leader is to keep his system intact. If military can stand on the road and be collecting money, it means, I remember when I was a kid, my father used to drive us from Oka here to Kaduna, and you see military. Anywhere you see them, I remember when they were cleaning the gutters around DK Park. If you bring out money to give them, you chew the money. Yes. There are things military are known for. Exactly.
Frog job.
Where are all those glories? Today, they now talk with touts. They talk freely. And that shows they are losing the glory. They are losing that aura with which we know military. It's the same reason why they would allow infiltration of terrorists amidst of them, because there is no due process again. Well, and each time the leader will say, I am handicapped. You're giving an authority and you're saying you're handicapped. It's not fair. So you're not being fair to the system.
I believe, having been tasked to, operate on the infiltration, I believe they're going to do something.
Let them get serious with it. Let them get serious with it, because it's painting military black, and people are losing the confidence, the aura they have in military.
All right, let's move on to the next newspaper, which is The Punch, and we have the banner headline as APC presidential ticket, Osibajo, Tinubu, Fayemi, others fail to agree on consensus. We also have another headline saying Tinubu ends speculation, endorses Sanwo-Olu for second term. Buhari meets northern governors, insecurity tops agenda. All right, we also have it that airlines to suspend operations Monday as aviation fuel hits 700 naira per litre.
Of course, diesel has already crossed that 700 naira a litre. If you know anybody that is using diesel. So why would flight stop? Because it's already a trend in Nigeria where there is no regulation, there is no control. Other parts of the country, fuel is sold at 165, 162. Here in Anambra State, we have 190, the least you can get now, 190, 195. And you keep wondering. So once there is no regulation, anything can happen. And of course, on the issue of consensus candidate for APC, I don't think they really need it. Let them spend that money on the people. Let them buy ticket, let them go to the field, let them dash the money. That's the only way the stolen monies and, I'm sorry, will trickle down to the society, because finally it goes down. But if they have a consensus candidate, I don't think such monies will come out. So
okay, let's now move to another paper, the Tribune. Let's take the Tribune. And the banner headline there says, next president must come from Southwest. Yoruba APC leaders with the rider Tinubu, Osibanjo, Fayemi, governors, others meet in Lagos. South won't vote if APC, PDP pick Northerners. Edwin Clark is talking. And they will have down there Emefiele, Yerima, Ono, Boniface, Bakunle join presidential race. 1.7 million candidates write 2022 UTME. With the rider, early morning rain affects candidates in Lagos. Which one are you taking? We've talked about the APC saying consensus.
What about
I wonder.
The Southeast presidential, presidency emerging from the Southeast?
Of course, going through the history of this country, aside Azikiwe, I'm trying to find out that person that have come from the Southeast. Southeast, not Southwest, not South. Southeast. And so many times when things like this are said, it goes back to that secret meeting we are told every day, because sometimes there are things that are being said, you don't take it so serious, but on daily basis it manifests that it is not possible for an Igbo man to be the president of this country. We've had it over and over. It's been said. I have not seen the document, but it's being implemented. We've had all the other parts of the country being president, but Southeast. And the question is,
yes. There's something I saw here in this paper, Emefiele, Ono, and the rest of them picking up the. Do you see the possibility of Emefiele? You know, he's the central bank
exactly.
guy. You know.
Would you even advise he comes up for it, knowing that he is the CBN governor?
He should resign.
Exactly.
I don't want to say some things.
Yeah.
Something was said earlier that all of them should resign. I don't know whether that is kept in the cooler.
That's part of what I said at the beginning, impunity. Not following the rule of law. If it's been passed that if you're going to pick up tickets 1 month before the primaries, you will resign. And if these people don't resign, it's impunity. It's part of why things are not going well with the country. And the onus lies on leadership to make sure that such things are implemented.
All right, quickly, because we don't have much time, we just have to take one headline from
Daily Independent.
yes, so just one headline, and you give us your analysis on that. So it says, gender domestic violence survivors rights advocates accuse police security agencies of complicity. Just that one.
Okay. The truth is, I remember there was a time there was so much killing around this area, and you can't go to police to make a report of anything. If someone is encroaching around whatever that is yours, if someone is trespassing and you go to police, they will tell you they can't do anything. And that is the same thing. This is being said, complicity, a kind of support, tacit support. Because if you can't be protected by the law, then you're vulnerable. Okay. And anybody that understands that knows that you're vulnerable, and the person takes advantage.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for being part of this newspaper review segment, Professor Kingsley Ubochi.
We want to appreciate you, and hopefully we're going to invite you again, because...
Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome.
My pleasure.
Okay, so coming up next is our discussion segment, where we shall be discussing effects of bad parenting. Stay with us. We will be back.